right here with Nick.
Hey James, have to ask, of course, about your trip to Outback Steakhouse. First off, give us a review and also what you had.
I had the bloomin' onion to start. It was pretty good, pretty solid. That's what I've heard a lot since I've gotten here. Is you got to try the bloomin' onion. Then I had pasta with steak and shrimp, I think. And yeah, it was pretty solid. It was a good feed, something different. I'll give it a solid like 7.5, 8 out of 10. So.
Mike.
What was your reaction when Will said he's coming back for a 5th year, and just how excited are you to be back with him?
I was very excited. It was after the bowl game, and I was over in California with a couple of my buddies road tripping up the coast, and I went on Instagram, and he didn't tell me, and then I was reading, I just thought of the declaration, and then they said he's coming back, and I smiled and gave him a call straight away, and we talked it out. So.
In the back of Nick Alvarez.
Long snappers are a kind of forgotten part of the special teams unit. It's kind of, what's it like being around Nealon? It seems like on social media he's a bit of a fun character, but kind of, what's it like with him in the room?
Yeah, I love Nealon. He's a great kid. We worked together since Albania, so having him around, he's always cracking jokes, making them not as serious. In times we can do that, and it makes my job a lot easier when he's snapping well, which he always is.
In the front with Tony.
Talked with Will about just the chemistry you have to have with him. How long did it take you to kind of learn exactly how to tilt the ball, exactly the way he wants it, kind of set things up perfectly for him?
Yeah, so it took me a little while. My first year when I got here, they got me down holding with every kicker. So every kick is different, as he said. So getting with Will and having Will mainly as my kicker has been good, just being able to figure out where he wants the ball, how he wants it tilted towards me. So it didn't take me long once that was my focus.
In the right with Charlie.
Coach Saban said, when talking about you, that you've gotten more consistent each year you've been in the program. Just now going into year 3, how much more comfortable are you as a punter?
I'm very comfortable now. Yeah, obviously my first year was my first time ever playing football, putting pads on and having a full live rush. So I was pretty nervous back there, standing there, like didn't know what to expect really, still didn't really know how to read the rush or anything. And then coming into this year, I'm a lot more relaxed back there. I'm looking forward to going out there if we need to. But yeah, I'm a lot more relaxed, just trying to get my consistency there so I can just keep doing my job at a high level.
Tony.
When you're going into a kick with Will, do you say anything to him, or is it one of those things where you make sure you don't say anything? Is there a superstition there?
I don't really say anything. We always just tap each other up, and then I'll get down into my hold. We just always trying to have fun with it and do our job the best we can and get out there and score some points for the team.
Back with Cop.
I would imagine you grew up playing rugby. At some point, when did it become realistic, or when did you start thinking about playing American football?
So I grew up playing Australian football, so a little bit different to rugby. It's a primarily kicking base. But one of my friends from back home when I was playing country football, he started punting with our program in Australia, Pro Kick. And he was coming down to practice with like an Adidas dime or something, just kicking the ball up and down the field. And I looked at him and I said, that looks pretty simple. I can kick a ball pretty well over here, but I trained that, and then it took me a while, and about 12 months in was when I started to get a bit of interest with schools and stuff, so then that was when it became like real that I could actually come over here and play football.
From Kennington.
Outside of comfort level with live rushes and playing with pads, what tweaks or adjustments have you made in your punting style to become more consistent?
I think just really just trying to stay like parallel through it. Lots of times my freshman year and sometimes my sophomore year, my swing leg would come through and it would come across my body. I'm just trying to stay through the ball and get as much purchase as I can on that football, just coming through it and shortening my steps. Just everything I can do to get the most power I can with every kick.
Left with Katie.
Coach Saban talked about when he was in Italy this summer, getting roll tags there, and Alabama being an international brand. Just how much in Australia is Alabama football something people are aware of, or maybe because of you started watching?
It's gotten big over there. It's always been Alabama is the biggest one over there. You don't see a lot of college football down there. It's a lot of NFL teams, but I've been home twice since being here, and I'll be wearing like an Alabama jumper or something, and someone will come down and say roll tide to me. I'm like, am I in the right country right now? Like,
On the right with Charlie.
Coming from Australia to Alabama in the South, have you experienced any kind of culture shock or something that's maybe surprised you?
I think everyone's just a lot more nicer here, honestly. There's a lot more like manners and stuff like that. I never really, growing up, we never really say yes sir, yes ma'am, but that's become a big part of my vocabulary now. So I think just those little things, and you guys cook your food a lot different here. You like to have it all fried, so that as well is a lot different.
Cody.
There's been a couple other international players. I know the offensive lineman from Finland picked up a commitment from a linebacker coming from Germany. Is that kind of cool to see recruiting efforts throughout college football, but especially here at Alabama, kind of go on beyond the borders and find international players like that?
Yeah, it's always cool because I came in, it was me and Mechie, he was from Canada, so he sort of like talked to me when I first got here and sort of like showed me how to work around all the international stuff you have to worry about. And then now with Olas here, I'm sort of doing the same thing with him, and it's always nice to hear a different accent instead of an American one sometimes.
Anything else? Last one, Tony.
You talked about your punting form, technique and stuff. How often do you campaign with Nick Saban to kind of maybe let you go into some of those Australian football kicks? And is that
We have that in our package, so we can do. I'm pretty versatile with what I can do. I can pretty much do any kick you want me to, but at the end of the day, it's the head coach's call. Obviously, I've done a few rugby kicks in my career, so see if we can do some more this year, or if we save more on the pocket. We don't know yet.
Thanks, James.